What's up? What's up, everybody?
What's up, guys? Can y'all hear me? Is my mic good, babes?
Oh, your mic is not good. It is now, though.
What's up, everybody?
What's up? We got Paul Graham in the house saying, "Let's go."
All right,
That's
let's
what's up.
go.
Let's go.
Peazo.
So listen, here it is. Right. This is episode 3 of Inside the Relationship, and in this episode, listen, we're gonna talk about a bunch of stuff, man.
A bunch.
We got engagement time on the table. We got how long should a relationship last,
How
and
long
certain
is too long?
how long is too long. We're talking about Noel Jones today.
Oh
And
boy.
listen, we're talking about some reasons why your relationship probably won't last,
Oh, ooh.
or why if you get into coaching, the coaching won't work.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, all of that and more on this episode of Inside
Inside
the
the
Relationship.
relationship.
Let's go.
Let's go.
You're watching Inside the Relationship with Denise and Ollie.
So sit back, relax, and let's talk about all things relationships.
What's up?
Yep.
We're here. Happy
Here we go.
Sunday, everybody.
Here we go. Shout out to John Martin. Listen, this brother has a series of books that you need in your library.
John Martin.
Follow this brother. He's got a series of books that you need in your library. It's a conversation series.
Yeah.
8 conversations to have with your son, 8 conversations to have with your daughter. You need those books in your life. Get them.
Get them.
All right. Listen, Judith, good evening. Good
Hi,
evening to
Judith.
you. Good evening to everybody
Happy Sunday,
who is
Judith.
with us. So how you doing?
I'm good.
You
I'm
good?
good. I had to
Okay.
think about that for a minute. I'm good.
Why'd you have to think about it?
Just a lot going on. I was rushing to get into the studio, but I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm good. Let me tell you why.
Stuttering.
Let me tell you why I'm good though. I'm good because this weekend, yesterday and today, I actually just kind of chilled out.
You did actual Sabbath rest.
I don't really do that often,
I know.
or if I do it, I'm
Your mind is not doing it.
I'm bogged down
Yep.
mentally.
Yep. I got it.
I chose to just step away from that, and that was beneficial.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. John Martin, absolutely, bro. You already know what it is. You know I'm gonna big it up. Make sure you get those.
Thank you, Judith.
Judith, thank you for that. So I'm good. I'm good because of that, man. And so I think that'll help how I get into this week.
Yes, definitely. It's almost like when you do that, right? When you
Mhm.
have your downtime and you just shut everything off, it's needed. And that is the reason for why God created the Sabbath, because he knows that we need that down, just like how you go to bed every night and that's when your body works, your cells work and do everything that they do, and there's certain cells that can't do what they do until we go to sleep.
Okay.
It's the same way our beings need that downtime to prepare us for what's coming up next.
Got it. I love it.
Yep.
I love it. So yeah, so that was good for me. And then I got to go back and watch the festivities from last night, man. I didn't see any of the all
Oh,
star
the
stuff.
all-star. I know
I didn't see.
nothing.
Yeah, I didn't see any of that stuff last night. Slam dunk contest, 3-point contest. I didn't see any of that.
But
So
we keep hearing, I've heard it twice now. Our
Yeah.
son said it, and I forgot someone else said it too, that it's not as
it's
fun
not
as
the
it
same.
used to
It's
be.
not as exciting.
It's not as exciting. They don't pick who they could pick to make
Mhm.
it more exciting or more I can't think of the word right now, but it's just not as fun. Our son didn't even mention it to us, which is not like him.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Listen, for those of you who are watching, I need you to do us a favor. I want you to share this with somebody.
Share it with
Share
5
this.
people.
Just share it. Share it on your social media. Say, hey, come check out this show.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're not following us on YouTube And yeah, we normally say that at the end, but I'm going to break protocol. I'm saying it at the beginning.
Why
So
not?
it's
Why
our
not?
show, so we can do whatever we want to do.
That's right.
So I'm saying it at the beginning. If you're not part of the YouTube community, we need you to be a part of the YouTube community. And that is by going over to youtube.com/Denali LLC so that you can be a part of the YouTube community. So listen, I kind of want to get into this. So those of you who are not familiar with the show, there are a few segments that we go through on this show. The first one is Media Mixdown. The second one is the question of the week. And then we have a little thing that we do, and then we end it off with the last word. And so I'm actually excited to jump into this. Normally we would talk for a little bit and have a little dialogue ahead of time. But listen, let's get into this right now because I actually want to hear what folk have to say about this. All right.
Yeah.
So listen, it's time for the Media Mixdown. Let's go. Okay. So for today's Media Mixdown, this is a good one.
Yeah, it is.
This is a good one, man. You wanna go ahead and talk about it. Go ahead and talk about today's Media Mixdown.
We saw in the media a couple weeks ago. It's been a couple weeks now.
Yeah, it's been a couple.
It's been a couple weeks
Think
now.
so.
That this person finally, and I say finally with big huge letters, got engaged.
Mhm.
And
I gotta make sure I can see the comments. Okay. Go
yeah.
ahead.
So it was just for me, the question is how long is too long? How long is too long when you're dating someone before you finally propose to them or before you both finally decide to get married? Bishop Noel Jones. He's a preacher in California, pretty well known. It's a
Yep.
celebrity preacher.
Mm-hmm.
He has been dating this young lady or this woman for literal decades. People.
Decades.
Yeah.
Decades. So for those of you not familiar with Noel Jones, this is a picture of Bishop Noel Jones. He is the senior pastor of the City of Refuge Church in California.
Yeah.
And you may, now that you see his face, you may recognize him because he was on that show, the reality show, the Preachers of LA.
Preachers of LA. Yeah.
He was one of the cast members of the Preachers of LA. Has been with this woman, Loretta.
Loretta, yes, that's her name.
Has been with Loretta for 28 years.
28 years.
28.
And when we say been with, we don't mean engaged to.
No.
They have been together. What is it? Dating?
Yeah.
Dating.
The article that I referenced, it says his longtime partner.
Yep. Partners.
For 28 years.
Partners for
Right.
28 years. Not engaged. Partners for 28 years. And so the question comes up is, how long is too long? Like for me, that is absolutely too long.
How long is too long?
Okay. Yeah, that's too long before you get engaged. And on top of that, if I know ahead of time, if I knew 28 years ago that you did not want to get married, or at least that's what you said to me, I'm not going to stick around for 28 more years to see if you change your mind.
Yeah. So listen, for those of you who might be popping in and out, we're doing the Media Mixdown portion of the show, and we're talking about Pastor Noel, Bishop Noel Jones. Bishop Noel Jones has been with his lifelong partner Loretta for 28 years.
28 years.
28 years, and not married.
Not married.
Now, he proposed just recently.
If you can call it that.
I want to say 2 weeks ago he proposed, and that's a whole different story, how he proposed. That's a whole nother Media Mixdown we can do on that.
You can find an article
on
that.
The question that I have is, what is the purpose? And some people going to fight me in the comments. That's cool. I'm cool with that. What is the purpose of being with somebody for 28 years? Let me give you some more context. We've been married for 21 years. Married for 21 years. That is a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that long time like it's a burden.
Yeah.
But that is a long time.
It sounded like a burden.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to clear it up, because it did sound like that. That's not what I was saying. I'm just trying to give some context. This dude has been with the same woman for 28 years and chose to propose now. Here's what I want to say, because I want to take some words from the article, right? He said to her when he proposed, he said, I got away from all of the shoulds.
Mhm.
Should I, should you? And I decided to simply say, and then he proposed. 28 years it took you to get over the shoulds?
Yeah.
We've been married for 21 years. So my question is, what do you think about that? So I see some comments. So let me go ahead and say what you're going to say when you throw these comments up.
Well, my thing is, I think here is what makes the difference, because I see what you're saying, Judith. You've been living with who you've been living with for 22 years and you're living good. Okay, but here's my point. The person that Bishop Jones proposed to knew that he did not want to get married. I think it's a different story when the two of you are on the same page.
Yeah. So Judith, let me ask you a question. Or did you get into this relationship knowing that you weren't going to get married?
Yeah, see,
That's what I'm curious.
right,
Since you
because
put it out there, I'm going to, what you may not know about me is that um I'm going to I'm a coach. So these are the kind of questions I'm going to ask if you were sitting in front of me. So I would like to know that, because you said you've been living with somebody for 22 years and you're not married. Here's my thing. I'm just going to
can
be
I
honest.
just finish my
Oh,
point?
I'm sorry. I took it over. My bad.
Thank you. I think that is a different story
Mhm.
when the two of you are on the same page. We don't want to get married, but we like to be together. We want to be partners. That's totally different than I want to get married, but you don't want to get married, but we're going to continue to be partners. Knowing in the back of my mind that you don't want to get married, yet that's something that I want. Why am I wasting my time? Why am I wasting my time? Why am I compromising what I want? Why am I compromising my desires? People should not be doing that. We shouldn't compromise what we have as what we desire. Like, why are we doing that? Is it a fear that it's never, why are you chuckling?
I'll tell you in a
Is it
second.
a fear that it's never like you'll never meet someone else? Maybe. That might be one reason why. I'd love to know why you have that smirk and chuckle.
I'm trying to figure out what is the purpose. And I'm not going to be careful. I'm just going to say what I'm thinking. What is the purpose of being in a long-term relationship that has no uh what's the word? That has no goal in sight.
That's the thing. And that's why I'm saying I think if the goal is this is it, we're just going to be partners, we're not going to be married. Hey, then if that's your goal, that's your goal. You know what I'm saying?
Jamaica said we're not.
We're not doing that. And that's what I'm saying.
So and that's why I want to hear, if Judith is still on, that's why I want to hear from her, because here's the thing. I can only tell you from my experience.
Mhm.
There are people who have actually done this. Judith admitting that she is one of them.
Right.
I also, well, I don't anymore, but I had a client who was also in a relationship for almost 20 years. Now, the difference with the client is that one of them actually wanted to get married.
Right.
The other one was kind of wishy-washy about it.
Yeah.
What?
Like Bishop.
Like, right. So
Yeah,
and so
same example.
that's the context we're coming from.
Right.
I can't speak to the person who like I can't speak to the Judas of the world who say, "Hey, we've been doing this for 22 years and we're good with it."
Yeah. Hey,
That's a different scenario. I don't understand it, but
it
if
is
you're
a
good
different
with
scenario.
it is what it is, right? I can't really speak to that. I'm not here to judge what you should or should not do. That's not what this show is about.
Right.
I'm saying I don't understand it.
Yeah.
However, it's a very different story when you're in it for this long and you want it to go somewhere and it ain't going nowhere.
Exactly. Why are you waiting to see if the other person will change their mind?
Yeah.
Like, what does that say about you?
So, hey, listen, shout out to Loretta, because I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I've been married for 21 years, and let me tell you what I do. And here's the reason why. I'm thinking I got to always do this from my perspective, guys. So, from my perspective, I don't know that I could be in a 21-year relationship with Denise. Not if, yeah, I don't think I could. I don't think I could. I don't think I could.
21 year.
Judah said we talk about it. He is 64. I'm 50.
We talk about it.
Okay, so and listen, like I said, if the common goal is you're going to be in a long-term relationship and you're not going to get married, and everybody is okay with that, and you've determined what the parameters of that is, then that's cool. Now, it does bring up for me another question. And when we were talking to our daughter earlier, this is the question that I had. And this is the question that I had for a client that I had. I was like, explain to me why you have not gotten married. If you've been together with somebody for 28 years, what I'm curious about is why have you not gotten married?
Yeah.
Because you can't tell me that in 28 years you don't live like married folks.
Right.
That don't any no one can tell me that. You also can't tell me that everything that you might be afraid of as it relates to marriage, you have not already experienced in 28 years.
Mm. So you're saying after in 28 years, if we were to decide to get married after 28 years, 21, 28, whatever,
Mhm.
you're saying that if we decided to get married at that point, we would have already experienced everything that we're going to experience and nothing would change after marriage, in
I
your opinion?
well, I think you'll go through some phases. Like, he's in his 70s, right? So obviously there's another phase of life that's coming, right?
Right.
Because he's getting older. So
Yeah.
once he gets out of his 70s and into his 80s, they're going to be the things that come with your 70s and 80s. So there'll be some adjustments. But if you think about our marriage journey,
Mhm.
everything that we have experienced in the last 21 years,
Yeah.
what I don't understand is, why am I with you for 21 years and I don't want to get married? That's what I don't understand, because I don't live that. And that's a conversation I would love to have with somebody like Judith, because I feel like after 28 years,
Mhm.
you can't tell me that you're afraid of commitment.
So
You can't. Like, you cannot. I won't accept it, because you've committed to be with the same person for 28 years. So you're not
Correct.
afraid of commitment.
Correct.
So that's not a reason why to get married.
Right.
You're not afraid of what marriage entails. And I don't want to give of myself and I don't want to let go of these things, because you had to do that in the 28 years. So what I'm saying is, I don't see any reason why you can't get married. But again, I don't understand that.
You know who
So,
else has been together with their partner for about as long, if not longer, is
mhm.
Oprah and Stedman.
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
And they both agree that we don't need to be married because why? Because nothing's going to change when we get married. So what's the point?
Okay, so marriage as an institution, there are probably individuals who are just against the
The
institution of
institution.
marriage and going through the motions of having a ceremony and it being on paper and you being identified as a married couple in whatever state you live in and all that kind of stuff. Some people just don't like to do that, I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
And then some people do actually think that even after a long period of time like that, that something will change. Something that they are not willing to accept or not willing to work on.
Yeah, after 28 years, I can't imagine what that would be.
Mm. You're
I
just
just
like,
I just can't. I can't imagine it. I don't understand it. And here, listen, I'm not here to judge. Let's be clear
you
about that.
just don't understand
Right.
it.
Yeah, let's be clear. You do
Mhm,
what you do what you do.
mhm,
I'm cool with that.
mhm.
Do what you do. I'm just saying I don't understand it, because everything that people, all of the all of the reasons, I was about to say excuses, they're not always excuses. All of the reasons that people hit me with about not wanting to get married, you will experience all of those in a 2-decade relationship.
Mhm. Okay.
So that's why I'm saying I don't get
So
it.
here, I wanna ask you. I
I,
went to.
I want
I want to. I will take care of him.
hey,
See, and that
I'm
that
I'm with it.
yeah, it's Judith wants to get married. Judith
Oh,
wants.
she said she wants to.
I think that's what she meant.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
think that's what she meant.
Jojo, hey,
I
what's
want
up?
to.
What's
Hey
good,
Joe,
family?
I think that she means that she wants to. And then before that, I was going to ask the question. She says, we talk about it,
Oh, it's talking about
which
we talk about marriage.
y- I'm
Ah,
assuming,
okay.
which makes me think that Judith wants to, but he is hesitant. And so, yeah, it's another
So
scenario
yeah.
like
So
it's been
listen.
a long time. Judith, has is there anything that would get you to the point of, you know what? I want to be married. He clearly does not. I'm out. Or are you in it waiting to see if he's going to change his mind?
Yeah.
Or are you okay with letting that piece of you not be fulfilled?
Yeah, that's a good one. So for those of you who might be watching the replay or who are joining us right now, we're talking about Noel Jones proposing to his lifelong partner, Loretta. Lifelong partner. He's been with this woman for 28 years.
Yeah.
He proposed and he was like, now I'm past the point of the shoulds,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
He said, I thought about should I give up not having to answer to anybody?
Mhm.
Bro, you've been answering to somebody for 28 years.
He also said I thought about
Trust and believe.
he also said I thought about should I give up my freedom coat for a straight jacket.
Yeah, see, here's the thing, right? The argument that I'm making, and here's what I want to hear from folks in the comments, because here, listen, I'm only one person. It's my opinion. Every excuse, I'm going to use excuse for him. It's reasons for some people for him, but every excuse that he gave, bro, you cannot tell me that you are in a 28-year relationship with somebody and you have not already done those things. She would not have stuck around with you, or maybe she would have. Maybe that's a whole nother show. Maybe she would have stuck around, but I would imagine
She would not have stuck around with
you're not
you.
going to stick around with somebody for 28 years if they are not committed to you, if they are not treating you right, if they are not answering to you. All of this stuff that he said in the article that he said, finally, I figure out I'm just going to stop. I'm just going to do now. Bro, you've been doing that for 28 years.
He said if I keep thinking of the shoulds, then I won't get this thing done. I just have a problem with the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
way I
Yeah.
just have a problem with his mentality
Yeah.
around this.
Yeah. My argument is there's no reason you can give me you, dude, you've been with her longer than I've been married. And nah, I'm not with that. I'm not with that.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
not with
know.
that. Yes, it is. I'm
I
assuming have children is big to
yeah, I'm not
if
sure.
them is yeah, you might have to explain that statement because I don't want to assume what you're saying, Judith, with that. But it sounds like you have children. It would be big to them if you were married. That's what I got from that statement. Um, and listen, here's my thing. I can't tell anybody what to do, but I'm gonna tell you right now. If you are in a long-term relationship and you've been with somebody for more than 15 years, and you come to me and tell me that you are afraid to get married, I'm gonna call BS. And my clients know me. They know I come just like this. There is no excuse that there's no reason you can give me under God's green earth why you can't get married if you already been in a committed relationship for longer than I've been married.
Yeah.
That's complete BS. I'm not gonna buy it. Never will I buy it. But however, I'd love to hear from you if you're watching this in the comments. I'd love to hear from you to see what you say. Because listen, I'm open to the discussion.
Right.
Let's have the discussion, but I don't understand it. So listen, that's the media mix down for this week's episode of Inside the Relationship. Listen, let's go ahead and we spent a lot of time on that media mix down.
I know, but it was so good
We spent
though.
a lot of time on that media mix down. So listen, we're gonna get into another topic, because after the media mix down, it's time for listen. So the question of the week. The question of the week is probably gonna take up a whole another set of time.
That's
Right.
okay. It's
So
good.
here's the question of the week. The question of the week is this. Where is the question of the week? Oh, here we go. The question of the week is this: how do I get my husband to step up to the plate more and take responsibility in making decisions and managing finances?
Oh boy.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Okay. Okay.
It's difficult
Keep
when
it all the way a buck. Absolutely. I
Joe, you
I can
know
only
him.
call it I can only call it the way it is, man. And my clients, you would be surprised. People, you would think people would get an attitude with me, but I my clients appreciate the fact that just I'm not you're not selling me a bill of goods. Like, you're gonna have to explain it to me, or I'm not buying it. But here's the question of the week. How do I get my husband to step up to the plate more and take responsibility in making decisions and managing finances? Obviously, this is coming from a wife, so I'm gonna kick it over to
I think it's very difficult when, or maybe it has, but I'm assuming that, and maybe I shouldn't assume that this was not a conversation that was had ahead of time. At least that's what it sounds like to me.
okay.
And so I think, you know what? I just thought of something else too. How do I get him to step up to the plate more regarding finances? Maybe this is an area that is not his strong point. And I
Ah,
think that that
that's
is,
interesting.
yeah, but I think that that's okay. But the thing is, you have to have that conversation. Like, babe, you know, I'm struggling here with
Hmm.
trying to balance this, that, and the other. I could really use your help.
Hmm.
However, if this is an area where you're struggling as well, or an area where you feel uncomfortable, could we talk about why, first of all? Maybe there's something in your past
Hmm.
where, that this triggers as far as finances go.
Hmm.
Can we talk about that? If we find out that this is an area that, even though it's challenging for me to juggle it all, even though it is challenging for me, if it's more difficult for you, then I'll take the reins on this. If I am the one that has the strength in this area.
Hmm.
But it's something that you have to talk about. However, in having that conversation, you can't start with, you always do da 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 da. I'm always the one da 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 da. You ain't doing this and you ain't doing that, because that is going to make your husband put up his defenses, shut down, walk away, and probably not help you even more.
Hmm.
And so I think it's crucial the way you talk to your spouse about it and what you say, and ask, is there anything that you need clarity on,
Hmm.
even as far as when the bills are due, how much is due? Is it overwhelming for you to get all of this information? Is there something I can do to help break it down? Because I'm having a hard time. It's challenging for me to keep up with all of this. So can we sit down and talk about it?
I love that answer. I love that. Jojo said whoever is stronger with the finances should
Right.
manage. And Judith says, sit down and talk to him. Listen,
Yeah.
I love what the approach that you and the ladies in the comments are taking. Right.
Mm-mm.
I
But
love that that's what you read between the lines.
but you
But let me shoot something different at you. Right.
okay.
Let's say when we read between the lines, we hear this.
Hmm.
The dude is just lazy.
It's possible.
And he's gotten used to not having to make these decisions.
Hmm.
And he's gotten used to resting on the laurels of his wife, and he's gotten used to not having to take responsibility in making decisions. And he just out and out just needs somebody to just
So
tighten him up a little bit.
so do
That's
you
what I read between the lines. I love the approach you gave, because that was beautiful, it's lovely, and you gave him the benefit of the doubt, and so did the ladies in the comments. But let's tackle that if we read that between
so
the lines.
if dude is just lazy, like you said, I still think that the approach should be what it is. Because what else am I going to do? Not pay anything and let the lights get turned off?
No, but I'm just, how do you do it? How do you motivate him?
I think the same way.
Okay.
Okay, if it is that he's just lazy, and it's not it's not because he's not strong in this area,
Hmm.
then I would say, babe, I really need your help with this. I appreciate it when we tackle things together. I think it would benefit us, it would benefit our relationship if we could both pitch in this area,
Hmm.
and do this. It's
Okay.
for our relationship, and it works better when when you are helping me do this.
Hmm. I'm with that.
Do you think that would help?
I think it would help. I believe 100% that conversation is appropriate, and that I believe in that conversation. Here's the thing. And here's what I would tell a couple. Matter of fact, I have a client right now, kind of in a similar situation. Here's what I would tell a couple that is dealing with this.
Mm-hmm.
The conversation is going to be tense,
The conversation is going to be tense, yes.
right?
And that's why you got to watch how you talk to
Right.
him, because that's going to heighten the tension even more.
Right. Along with that, however,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot choose your words carefully,
No.
because what I've seen people do is they choose their words carefully.
Yeah,
They don't say exactly what they're saying, what they're thinking in their mind,
right.
and they don't get the results that they're looking for.
Correct.
They don't.
Y-
I'm gonna tell you right now what I told a wife this, because this is a very similar situation to something I've dealt with in the past. I'm gonna tell you what I told the wife what I told the husband in front of the wife. I was like, listen, bro, there's something that she wants to say to you that she's not saying.
Yeah.
She's dancing around this thing, and either we're gonna become great dancers or we're gonna fix this. That was my exact words. Either we're gonna become great dancers or we're gonna fix this. And in fixing it, you're gonna hear some stuff that you're gonna be uncomfortable with. But you gotta man up and talk to her and ask her what she needs as a
Yeah.
result. Like here I am a straightforward individual. I
Mhm.
agree with you. How you say it is important.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that 100%. How you say it is important. But sometimes people associate how you say it with not really saying what you want to say.
Correct.
And those aren't the same.
Yes, and that's not what I meant. I meant say what you mean,
Mhm.
but say it in a way still
Mhm.
that is not making your spouse feel like they need to put their defenses up.
Right. Right.
Like, yes, you can be firm in love. You can be firm and tell the truth in love. And I think some people don't go about it that way sometimes. Or at
Yeah.
least what I hear, if you're not choosing your words, doesn't sound like love.
Yeah. I get that. I get that. I get that. I have to be I used to say I have to be careful, and I've stopped being careful
I think
with
you
my
should
clients.
still be careful.
Well, here's what I mean when I say that. I am not a mean guy. I'm not I'm not just I'm not just I'm not going to Kevin Samuels you just for the sake of doing it.
Mm,
I'm
okay.
not gonna, that's not my style, because that's not my personality, right?
Thank God.
So I'm not just going to Kevin Samuels you just for the sake of doing that, just to be, to get these sound bites that sound great.
Yeah.
However, I'm not going to let you just rest on the fact that this conversation is tense enough that I can skate every time,
Right.
because that happens quite often,
Yeah.
and we've seen it.
And the thing is too, if I'm choosing my words and I don't want to offend you and all of
Mhm.
that type of stuff, and you know that's what I'm doing,
Exactly. I know I'm getting out of this.
you know
I
you're
know I am.
getting out of it, and that's not fair.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. And see, here's the thing. These are the conversations. This is what I love about the space that we live in right now, as it relates to this marriage enrichment,
Mhm.
is that there are so many conversations that we do not have. And nobody wants to admit what you just said.
Yeah.
If you're choosing your words,
Mhm.
let's say, this is the 95th time that this is coming up between the two of
Mhm.
us.
Yeah.
And I know how you're going to approach it. You're not going to
Right.
tell me exactly what you mean. You're going to be upset about this one instance that I could just kind of gloss over and, make a decision or two here and there, and I'm going to be okay. But I'm never going to have to really face the music.
And then once I blow up or
Hmm.
get frustrated to the point where I can't take it anymore, and I actually say what I should have said 95 times ago,
Hmm.
then you will say, well, you never said that to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Or that might be my excuse to be out.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my No, that's my
Yeah.
opening to leave.
Yeah.
And I try to catch people before they get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
So I told the couple, I was like, listen, this is going to be a tense conversation, but it's a conversation you have to have,
Yeah.
because if you approach it the way you approach it today, you're going to get the same results you got today.
Mm-hmm.
If you cool with those results, then keep doing that. But
Mm-hmm.
don't come back to me talking about we have a problem. No, we don't, because you chose the approach.
Yeah.
We don't have a problem.
Yeah.
Now, if you want different results, you have to do something different.
Yeah.
I love the comments that are coming in from JoJo. Straight talk, straight understanding. He'll appreciate it. The
Jojo,
truth will set you free.
I want you to do us a favor, please. I love that you're commenting so much. Would you share this with about 3 or 4 people and just let them know, either now or after you're done watching? But share this with some others. Tell them
She
to
said, I
go.
can't stand
Tell them to go to and if you could go there as well, because I see you're commenting from Facebook. We want everyone to join us over on YouTube. We want everyone to subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch from there. You don't have to
I
hang
think
up
JoJo
right
might
now.
be subscribed already. Oh, thank you though for
Yeah,
that.
but thank you. Share it with people because we want as many people as we can to be part of our YouTube family, because yes, we want you to watch from YouTube, but also there's going to be some perks for you
Yeah.
to watching from YouTube.
Yeah, we're definitely, listen, I they say you're not supposed to play favorites. We will most certainly be favoriting the YouTube community
Yeah.
in future shows.
So
Absolutely.
I just wanted to
Without
put
a
that
doubt.
out there.
So if you're watching this by replay, I
Thanks,
would love
Joe.
to know what your comment is on this question. How do I get my husband to step up to the plate more and take responsibility in making decisions and managing finances? I love everything that you said, and I agree with all of it. I believe that you also need to come away with a game plan.
Yes, absolutely.
So once you have this conversation, which is going to be a tense conversation,
Mm-hmm.
let's be clear about that.
Yeah.
Because you're asking him to do something that maybe he hasn't had to do in the past,
Right.
or hasn't seen done
Mm-hmm.
effectively. So he doesn't even know what you're talking about when he says step up to the plate.
Yeah.
So now we got to craft a game plan. What does that look like? And you have to be specific. Hey, this particular thing is happening on this date. I want you to handle this.
Right.
We're going to agree that you're going to take care of that.
Yeah.
You're going to plan it. You're going to decide what's going to happen. You're going to allocate the funds to it. This particular thing, right? You bite off in small chunks.
Right.
You're not going to hand over the books to him and be like, step up, because then you're going to be broke. So we're going to do this in small chunks. This one particular thing is yours.
Yeah.
Run with it.
Because you can't just say, I need the help. I need you to step up, and then have your spouse say, okay, I will, and walk away.
Right. Can't happen.
Because that's a loophole for that person to be able to walk out of. I agree with that. That's very good that you said that. You got to come up with a game plan.
Got to come up with a game plan. And I tell couples this all the time, because what you just described happens often.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Which is why some of our clients come back to us week after week with the same thing. And finally, I'm like, listen, bro, we're not talking about this today. We're not going to talk about this again. I've been refereeing this for the last 3 weeks.
Right.
What are you going to do? That's what it really boils down to. What are you going to do? And you don't have to think about the long-term big picture. You start practicing, right?
Yeah.
If you play a sport, you don't decide tonight you're going to play this sport and then tomorrow you're in the pros. It doesn't happen that way.
Mm-hmm.
You practice, you get good at it.
Yeah.
You play in Little League, you play in Pop Warner, you play in AAU, you play in all of these things, and you move up.
Right.
As your skill develops, you move up to the next level.
You pay this bill for a month or two,
right,
or 2-3 months, and you seem to have that down. We'll give you another bill,
right,
to add on to that,
right.
And then you get that one down pat to both bills. Then
Mm-hmm.
we'll give you another one.
And then you use affirmation,
right,
and celebration
along the way,
right,
yeah,
to reinforce the things that have happened,
right.
And then you feel that helps to build confidence.
Mm-hmm.
That confidence allows you to want to tackle more things.
Yeah.
And then here's a phrase I use with guys often in these sessions. I'm like, when your confidence starts to build,
mm-hmm.
start beating her to the punch.
Mm-hmm.
We've already had these small conversations where the outcome of the conversation is, okay, this is my task. I'm going to run with it.
Yeah.
Now you're building up your confidence. Now you know what the task is. just do it.
Yeah.
Don't have the conversation.
Yeah.
Let it happen, and her be like, oh my goodness,
Boy, you taking charge of this thing.
like,
Look
did
at
you just knock
you.
that out without us talking about it?
Look at you. That
And-
looks good on you.
Right. And that is how you build.
Yeah.
You build one brick at a time.
Yeah.
Just like you build anything. Right. And so that would be my little piece of advice
Mhm.
As it relates to that question. Listen, if there are questions, he desperately needs to understand his assignment. Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So you will pay the bills. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what we're saying. You will pay the
this
bills
bill
this
this
week,
week.
right? And you give them something, and don't give them something that you know they're gonna fail at, because you're setting them up for failure. Nah, you can't do that.
I mean, do you go into it with the expectation that they're going to fail, though?
Well, here's what I mean when I say that. What I mean when I say that is, like I said in the beginning, don't hand them the books that you've been managing for the last 3 years
Okay.
and be like, here, now it's your turn. No. You setting them up for failure,
Okay. Got you.
because he ain't never done that.
I got you.
So
Okay.
don't set him up for failure. Give him some stuff that he can handle and that he can excel at, because you want to build his confidence in that area. Because what you're
Yeah.
trying to do is get him to step up to the plate. So if you're trying to get him to step up to the plate, you can't put him in a position where he's going to get hit with the ball or he's going to strike out every time, because he's going to be like, nah, I'm not stepping up to the plate no more because I get hurt every time.
So give him the magazine subscription bill
Exactly.
and not the mortgage bill.
And right. Let's have a place to live until you get confident.
Somewhere to mail the magazine to. Ooh, that's
He may
funny.
need some resources to reference, such as absolutely.
Oh,
And that's
yeah,
where I was
that's
going next,
good.
Jojo. I
That's
love that
good.
you said that.
Yeah.
I love that you said that. That is where I was going next. You may have to
Yeah.
sit down with someone
Yeah. Right.
who can give you the level of guidance. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, when couples come to us with money issues, the very first thing I tell them is that I am not a financial advisor.
Right.
Let's get that clear.
Yep.
Before I give you before I say what I'm about to say, let's clear that up first.
Mhm.
Now, I'm going to give you some principles,
Mhm.
but you're going to have to take those principles to a financial person.
Yeah.
And allow them to unpack that for you. So yes, I'm glad that you said that. So listen,
a
that
great
was
idea.
the question of the
Question of the
day.
week.
Question of the week. And I knew that one was going to take a little bit of time. Listen, if you have a question that you want to send to us, because we answer these questions.
Yeah, we do.
If you want to send a question to us, you can DM us or you can email it to admin@denali.org. Let us know in the email whether you want your name associated with it. So we'll say Denise asked this question, or if not, then you will see the
You can
question.
remain anonymous.
Right. You'll
as
see the
well.
question come up the way it came up today without us saying who it came from. All right. So that's completely up to you. Admin@denali.org. Listen, we're going to go into a very short, we said in the beginning, we're going to talk about why your relationship might fail.
Mm.
And I know that sounds tragic, but you know me, I'm a truthful guy. And why coaching might not work for your relationship, right? We're going to talk about that, and then we're going to get into the last word. But before we do that, we're going to have a word from our sponsor, which is ourselves. All right. So let's get into that for a second. And then when we get into the sponsor, when we come back from the little station identification break, we'll jump into why your relationship probably won't work. All right, all right. Listen,
Get
we
your
love those t-shirts. We
t-shirts.
love those t-shirts, and we know that you will love them too. Listen, the t-shirts are not just cool t-shirts. They represent something,
Hmm.
right? 1+1, the marriage math. That's what we're striving for. Not to be the same, but to take two different people and make them one.
Yeah.
The committed shirt. We talked about commitment needing to include consistent effort. The 2020 before hindsight shirt, where it's my goal to help people achieve some level of clarity before they have to live in hindsight. A lot of the stuff she'll tell you, I'm living in hindsight. Some stuff I learned the hard way, trying to keep you from having to learn that. So if you want to get your t-shirt, if you want to support us in that way, you can do so by going to pressandsew.com/Denali. Tell your friends about it. All
Hmm.
right. So listen, let's get into this thing about why your relationship
Might fail.
might fail. And it is simply this, because I'm not going to be long. It is simply this. Here is the thing that I have seen time and time again as it relates to relationships. And it is this: individuals will not actually make a decision to want to do better. People come and sit in coaching sessions with us, and what they want us to do is referee or to reinforce
Yeah.
or justify their behavior.
Yes. Pick a side
Right.
or be on my side, basically.
Bro,
Yeah.
I don't own no shirt that's black and white stripe. So you wasting your time. I'm
Yeah.
not doing that.
Yeah.
Do you want to see some different results,
Hmm.
or do you want a referee, right?
Mm.
You're going to come, if you come to me, we're working on building. Now, are we going to have some type of conversations in the beginning that might be referee type conversations? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because there's some things that we got to get out on the table.
Hmm.
But there's two things that I ask my couples. And if you ever get in a coaching session with me, I promise you in the first uh, session, whether it's myself by myself, or it's the both of us, or it's her by herself, these are the two questions you're going to get in the first session at some point in the session. One is, what does your ideal relationship look like?
Hmm.
Take some time with that. It's not a question you're going to ask me right in that answer me in that session.
Hmm. Right.
It's something you're going to think about,
Yeah.
and we may explore over the course of the sessions. The second question is, are you willing to do whatever
Whatever it takes.
it takes? And then I go through whatever, because some people don't understand what whatever means. Whatever means stuff that you never did before,
Hmm.
stuff you don't like to do,
Hmm.
stuff that you think is unnecessary.
Mm.
Are you willing to do whatever it takes and make
Whatever.
whatever adjustments are necessary in order to achieve the thing you described in the first question?
Mercy. And some people are not
Some
willing.
people are not.
Some people are not willing to
They're not.
give up any part of themselves
Nope,
whatsoever.
they're not. And I can guarantee you your relationship will not last.
Wow.
Period.
Wow.
I told a couple, I was like, listen, I will not allow you to waste your time. You notice what I said there? I didn't say I will not allow you to waste my time, because you're never wasting my time. I love this.
It's what we do.
I live and breathe for this. I will sit and listen to conversations all day and all night. Sometimes you have to poke me and be like, listen, bro, like, you going to schedule some time for yourself and for us? Like, they can't have sessions all day long. I can do this all day long.
Yeah.
So you're not wasting my time, but you are wasting your time if you're going to come sit down with us and not put in the effort that is necessary,
Hmm.
and not be willing to allow yourself to be open-minded enough to get guidance
Yeah.
and to make adjustments.
Yep.
That's why coaching doesn't work for a lot of people, because they get into coaching because they want somebody to referee, or they want somebody to reinforce their behavior or justify what they have done, as opposed to getting in there to try to actually get some different results.
And that's not what coaching is.
No.
Coaching is not for your coach to pick a side. That's
Right.
not what coaching is.
Hey, what's up, family? Thank you.
Hi, sister.
Thank you for checking us out. Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Yay.
That's what's up. Yeah. So listen, I wasn't going to be long this week. That is why your relationship may not work, or why coaching may not work for you. It starts with a decision. I saw something on social media in a marriage group that I'm in, and somebody posted the question, what is the first step that you should take in fixing your relationship or something along those lines?
Mhm.
And everybody was saying some great stuff. I mean, great stuff. Communicate better, do this better, do that better. But it was all behavioral things.
Okay.
And
Which is
which is phenomenal.
yeah, but that shouldn't be the first step.
That's not the first step. And so I commented, the first step is to make a decision.
Yeah.
Your mindset, you can change your behavior all you want to, but I guarantee you, if you have behavioral change without mindset change, it's not sustainable.
Mhm.
You could probably do it for a little while, and you could fool us, and you could fool me, and I could be like, oh man, they're making progress. But 10 months down the road, you ain't gonna be able to keep
Say
that
it
up.
again. You can have behavioral
You can
change.
you can change your behavior, but if you have behavioral changes without mindset change,
It's not
those behavioral
sustainable.
changes are not sustainable, not long term.
Yeah.
I promise you that. It's not.
Yeah.
So that's why relationships are not working, because you have not first made that decision.
Mhm.
You have not gotten over yourself enough to be like, you know what? I want this to work. And because I want this to work, listen, man, bro, tell me what I need to do.
Wow, you have not gotten over yourself enough.
You haven't gotten over yourself enough.
There it is.
You just haven't. Because there's some things you just don't want to do. I had a young couple tell one of my favorite couples, and I know that sounds bad, but I'm me, so I'm gonna say what I mean. One of my favorite couples that I've ever worked with came to me and was like, bro, just tell us what to do.
Mm.
We will do whatever you say.
Aw.
Because here are our goals, and we map out the goals in the beginning of these sessions. They gave us the goals, and then they were like, man, we're gonna do whatever you say do, period. Because we don't like what we have right now. So you can't be telling us nothing worse to do. So we're gonna try it. And I promise you, they are not perfect right now. I've been seeing them probably for almost a year. They're not perfect, but I guarantee you,
they're not where
they
were.
are eons past where they were in that first session.
Good stuff.
Because they made a decision.
Yeah.
So there you have it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Behavior, mindset changes go hand in hand. Absolutely. Without a doubt. So that is our spiel. I don't know what you want to call it, but that's our little marriage minute
It's
for
our what?
Spiel. Is it how you say it? No, stop. Don't do it. Don't do it. We're not crack. There's no comedy hour in this show. There's no comedy segment. There's no comedy segment. So you can't do that.
Okay. I just wanted to hear you say it again.
You can't do that. You can't do that. So listen, that is our thing for today. Listen, if you want your relationship to work, it's going to take some consistent effort. It's going to have to start with a decision. You got to actually decide that you want this thing to happen. And your behavior and your approach. Here's what I tell couples all the time. You have to change your perspective about this. When your perspective changes, your approach will change. When your approach changes, you will see different results.
Yes.
There it is. All right. So with that, listen, here's what we're going to do, because it's almost time to get out of here. We're going to get into the last word. And maybe that should have been the last word. But what you got for us?
The last word. I didn't have one. I thought you were going to have one. I had one last week.
Oh, okay. Well, I got one.
Go ahead.
I got one. So here's the last word. We'll go with this for the last word. There are some things that are very crucial to your relationship. And one of them we talked about. I won't get into it because we want you to, this is going to be packaged as a course of sorts. So something we talked about in our toolkit challenge that we did Valentine's Day week was being able to measure your marriage movement. And what we're talking about with that is, it is important that you are creating a blueprint to work off of. You should not be winging it in your relationship as it relates to the trajectory of your relationship, the goals of your relationship, the vision that you have for your relationship. That needs to be clearly defined and mapped out.
Yeah.
And it's not too late if you haven't done it. You could be married as long as we are. It's not too late to sit down and have a conversation about where are we, where do we want to be, and how do we get there?
Right.
Listen, if you want some some questions that you can use to start that conversation, email us, and I'll send you some questions that you can use to start that conversation. But it is imperative that you are measuring your marriage movement. Marriage is waking up every day saying yes. If both parties are in, the results will come.
That's right.
What's up, family?
That's
Kirk
right.
Nugent in the
That's
house. If
right.
you're not following
What's
him,
up,
make sure you
Kirk?
click subscribe on Kirk Nugent's page right now. So that is the last. That's the last word for
That's
today,
it. That's
right?
it.
That's the last word for today. Marriage, your marriage movement is important, and
Yeah.
you should be intentional about creating the
Mhm.
blueprint that is to be the baseline for the trajectory of your marriage journey.
Mhm.
It has to take
Mm,
place.
mm.
Has to. All right. So listen, here's what we wanted you to do. We want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're about to get out of here. Our YouTube channel is youtube.com/Denali LLC. You saw the sponsor. The sponsor was us. So if you want to support us in that way, make sure you go and grab your t-shirts at pressandsoul.com/Denali. And listen, there's something we want to share with you real quick. Tomorrow we are part of a event called the Keep It Real. It's the Keep It Real conference. We are honored to be a part of this event. If you want to know more about it, you can look at the flyer there, take a screenshot of that flyer, and go to the link on that flyer. But we are honored to be gold sponsors in this event tomorrow. We were part of the event last year, and
Yeah.
it
Good
was
stuff. It was
outstanding.
great. It was great.
Outstanding. And when you go to the website, look at the lineup. I mean, we got folks like Keandra Jackson,
Yeah.
world renowned therapist. We got Quinn Connors,
Yeah. Good
phenomenal
stuff. Good
speaker.
stuff. Good stuff.
They got a whole bunch of people coming through for this. And so we are honored to be a part of that experience
Mhm.
tomorrow. It will be all day tomorrow. And then also, we are part of another spirit experience that kicks off tomorrow called the Remarkable Sex Experience.
That was a good one.
Yeah, hosted by Sarah Rauda. And we are our interview airs on Tuesday,
Mhm.
but from February 21st all the way to March 13th, there are 21 marriage and relationship enrichment experts that will be giving, I mean, candid advice. This is not no gloss over kind of sex experience advice. This is some deep stuff they're going to be talking about. Some conversations that typically do not happen around the area of sex. You will leave this experience better
And
off than when you came.
you guys, this is a free
And it's
online
free.
event. Like you're getting all of this information, right? To enrich your relationship, to enrich your, in this case, sex experience. Like people are not giving out this type
They're
of
not giving out.
free
They're not giving out that
information
information.
in
Not at
this
all.
day and age. So
Yeah. Listen.
definitely take advantage of that
And I know. No, go ahead. Sorry.
because it is free.
It's free.
Like people don't do that these days.
It's free. And I know the question may be there was no link there. Listen, if you want, I'll give you a free pass to this.
Yeah.
That's why it said free online event. I'll give you a free pass. Email me.
Mhm.
admin@denali.org. Email me or put a note in the comments wherever you're watching this. Be like, hey, listen, I want a free pass.
Yeah.
And you will get it.
Yeah.
Okay. For that experience. So those are two things that we are involved in. And listen, that's it for today. We had a good time today, man.
We did.
Talked
This
about
was
Noel
good.
Jones, talked about the fact that you could be in a 28-year relationship and still not be married. Talked about how you get some folk to step up to the plate if they need to step up to the plate. The fact that your relationship might not work
Mercy. Mercy.
and why it might not work.
Ooh.
So listen, share this with a friend. If you're watching this in the replay, we would love to hear from you. Comment on anything that you saw. This is not a dictatorship. This is not where we're giving you the law.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a dialogue.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're giving you our experience and we're giving you our recommendations and opinion from our experience, but we want to hear from you as well. All right.
Make sure you send your questions in to us if you have any questions for the question of the week.
Make sure you send your questions in. So listen, we're gonna leave like this. And I know I said this week we were gonna use something from Tabby, but you have it.
Go ahead
you
and
do
do
have
what
it.
you're gonna.
So listen, I love this, right? So Tabby gave us this thing, and I'm gonna close with this. And it is simply this: until your 1 + 1 is 1, you're never
You're
done.
never done.
Let me say that one more time. Until your 1 + 1 is
It's
done.
one. It's
Oh, no.
one.
Yeah, see, I messed it
No,
up.
no, we'll do it next week.
I tried to say it all
No,
nice and with my radio voice and all that.
we'll
Here's
do it
listen.
next week.
No. I already said it, so we got to say it. If you're 1 + 1
On.
until man, I'm really. How about I
Oh
read it? How about I read
wow,
it? Listen, I'm gonna read
wow.
it. Until your 1 + 1 is 1,
You're
you're
never
never done.
done.
Okay.
But we're done for tonight.
Clearly, we are done.
We're done for
All
tonight,
right.
y'all.
That was Inside the Relationship, man. As always, we love you guys. God's blessings on you. Make sure that you're intentional about creating an experience that allows you to grow your intimacy, because until your 1 + 1 is 1, you're
You're
never
never
done.
done. Good night, everyone.
Peace, family.